Welcome to the channel, folks. Clunkers and Classics. We're rolling along on the 77 Chevelle Malibu Classic Landau. And last episode pretty much finished the complete body swap. Last episode we did the front end. I changed over the fenders, core support, and painted it all up. So we pretty much changed over the whole body from this parts car here. Started with the roof and the rear section, then the deck lid. Bought brand new quarters, put them on there, then the doors, then the front end. And the hood is ready to go. It's all painted. It's ready to put on there, but I'm in no rush to put it on right now. I might do some other work and be easier with the hood off. But it's ready. It's ready just to bolt on there. So, what we're gonna do with this episode is finish up all the little stuff. Episode before that, I dyed the back seat with some dye, and we're gonna do the two front inserts, and the has a cloth type dash pad on it, and we might as well dye that. There's a back seat here. This is actually the bottom of the dash cover. So we'll see. There's the top. Might as well stick it on there. If it looks shitty, we'll just leave it off. Okay, we're gonna put on all the door panels. Got them all ready to go. They're painted up. I'm gonna put this back seat back in after I re-glue the headliner, which I've used a bunch of different types of glues. I don't know what exact spray glue actually works in this heat. I tried 3 or 4 different ones on the Nomad. So I got some contact cement. See, it'll stick up there really good, but then a day later it'll fall down. Oh, now that plastic piece is all melting. We'll stick that back up there. Glue that up there. Just all that little stuff. Probably paint these kick panels, kind of touch it up. I want to paint the whole jam section here. I'm not sure if we'll get to that. May have to do a little bit of body work on some of the edges of the quarters, so we may wait on that. But yeah, the doors are all ready to go. I'm not taking nothing off to paint it. In fact, I put on new belt moldings, painted the mirrors, put them on there. I got the key for the locks, so we're not taking none of that off, so we can put the door panels on. Okay, I just like to put everything on. Got a brand new rear view mirror I showed in the last episode, 15 bucks off eBay. We're gonna put that on there, see if that, I don't know if it's a two-way tape. It said it comes with adhesive, and it looks like a piece of two-way tape. We'll find out. You know, if it don't work, then we just buy some regular rear view mirror adhesive from the parts store. Okay, these two headlight housing buckets. Made a mistake by selling these off the parts car to a guy before checking these out. You've got a whole bunch of Bondo in here, but it's not cracked or nothing on the outside, which is kind of weird, because it had to have been done, you know, who knows, 20 years ago. And Bondo usually doesn't stick to this pot metal stuff real good, but anyway, we gotta mount these on there, sand this down, Well, I should probably take it all out. And I don't know if... See, I'm kind of wondering what's going on because... they built it up for some reason. Quite a bit, too. Built the Bondo up on both ends. And why? I know they've swapped the front over. It used to be red. Well, pieces of it used to be red. The old fenders there used to be gold. And I was thinking, you know, maybe 73 to 77, there's some differences in the body lines or something. And they put some Bondo to make it fit. I don't know. So, anyway, we're going to clean them up. We got to fix one of the housing piece broke right here for the adjusting screw. We're going to have to JB weld a little something on there, hold that in there. And then I got a set of, I got them over there, I'll show you later. I bought a set, I think for the Silverado or the Camaro, one that takes 4 headlights. Got them for 48 bucks off eBay for all 4 LED lights. But I never did use them. I rounded up 4 factory ones. Because the new headlights were $10 each at the auto parts store. So that's 40 bucks for 4. I thought, hell, for 8 bucks more, I'll just go ahead and buy LED ones. They're twice as bright and look better. So these ones are all, I think they may work, but they're all condensation in there, so they're all leaking. So we're going to put in the LED lights, fix some housings, put them on. These fillers here, we're going to see, there used to be red, maroon. We're going to sand them down real good and paint them, then mount this. As far as this header, probably take off the grill, sand down the header, paint it. We're going to paint this filler panel here, used to be red, maroon. We're going to paint that because the grill goes over top. The grill goes up to here, see? So we're just going to paint it all black. Then I'm going to paint this black, but I'm also going to paint this black here because this is POR 15. It's not UV resistant. So put a little extra paint on there because what this will do is fade out to like looking like primer. Okay, we got to put a little bit of seam sealer around these areas that I POR 15 that were rusted. Not going to bother welding in metal or nothing. We're going to spread some seam sealer around there, and a couple little spots. Then spray a little black paint over it. It's good enough. Just little stuff like that. What else was I gonna? Probably a bunch of other stuff. Oh, I need to get some antifreeze put in there. Probably do an oil change on it. I usually do an oil change immediately on cars that I get. So we don't know, but we know this oil's been in here at least 10 years because that's how long I've had it. Okay. So yeah. Anyway, it's looking like a car. And I got all the gaps and everything close as I could really get it without going too overboard with it. It looks good enough. Doors open and close good. X'd out the front, so the hood should just bolt on there and line right up. If it doesn't, we can move it around a little bit, but it shouldn't need anything. Okay, but the first thing I'm going to do right now before I get started is I'm sick of looking at all this stuff. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the core support, these 2 fenders, this hood door. Two doors, door glass, back glass, the wheel wells, the deck lid. These are two old quarter panels. Well, I gotta take off that electric lock on that deck lid. I thought I could fit everything in this car, or kind of put it, but I'm not going to be able to fit everything in there. And then the roof area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my trailer. I get a big 20 foot trailer on my tow pig here. Right here, I'm going to pull this over and we're going to load everything up except for that hood. That hood, I'll have to find a spot for it. All them loose pieces of metal, we're going to put them, probably put it where it was before, because it's just an open area. I don't want to stack it up in between these other cars. I don't have enough room to, it's not organized that great. So we've got all them parts in one pile, and then I'm going to use my Jeep and tow the rest of the car over there beside it. Because I've got this advertised for parts. I've already sold $375 worth of parts off of it. My goal is to get at least another 600, get my money back out of it. And we'll leave it over there where it's easy to access, and somebody needs to pull the column or frame or the rear end, or you know, suspension, who knows. But yeah, I'm sick of looking at it here, and it's taking up a lot of real estate right here. So that's what I'm going to do first, is get all this out of the way. Then it'll probably be dark, but that's all right. We'll start working in the dark. Probably getting these parts and stuff ready to paint here. Okay guys, well, I'll be back. Okay guys, I got rid of all the parts and old sheet metal and everything. It's too dark to show you, but I dragged that over there in the morning. I used contact cement, did the headliner and that plastic piece. We'll see if it holds up the next few days. Okay, I bolted these headlight housings on there. I said it was all built up in Bondo here. I don't know why, but I smoothed it down till it's flush. There's a little bit there, but it's pretty good everywhere else. Same with this, except it needs a little Bondo right there. The old Bondo's not cracked or nothing. No, it must be in there at least 20 years. I'm just gonna add a little Bondo right here, smooth that out. Other than that, the rest of it's okay. Okay, I was sanding. I knew they painted over this deal here, so I sanded over it, and it actually came out pretty good. Okay, it looks like it was born with a 305 2 barrel. Now, Art says he put a 350 in it, and then he swapped the 4 barrel. I guess that was on the 350 he put in here. He swapped the 4 barrel to a 2 barrel. So I guess he took the intake and 2 barrel off this original engine and put it on the 350. We'll find out later. I need to clean off the back of the engine and check the codes. But anyway, that's what it was born with, 305 2 barrel. And it says right here, applicable to 1977 model. So I think this is original to the car. Although this is that goldish color. That's what the color of the fenders was. See? And then this one's maroon color. Maroonish, which is this color. So unless it was two separate wrecks, or he got in a wreck and he had two, well, it was two gold fenders, bronze, whatever fenders, and then this was red, maroon, see here, and then the two lower fillers are maroon. So they're built out of a bunch of different cars. I don't know what happened. Maybe I'll ask them next time I see them. A bunch of comments. Oh, is Art's gonna want to buy it back or something like that? Yeah, he can have it for about 10 grand. I'll put this up for sale for about 10 grand when it's done. And yeah, someone commented, oh, just give it to him. Give it to him as a gift. Listen, Art can come up with the money if he wanted to. I don't know why he gave up on this. I never gave him a price of what it would cost to do all this work. I mentioned that it was going to be about 10 grand in a video. I don't know if he watched the videos. He knows I got a YouTube channel. I don't know if he's watched the videos of when I first got this gold car. And I did mention 10 grand worth of labor to swap all that over. I don't know if he watched that video and then decided not to fix it up or what. He never mentioned it when he come over in person. But yeah, I'll contact him here in a little while and tell him I'm fixing it up, and you can watch the videos. Yeah, he lives in a big house. He's living high on the hog. So with a woman there. I don't want to say too much because he might be watching. But yeah, he could come up with the money if he wanted to fix this or to buy it back. So yeah, I'm not going to give it to him. I mean, the guy's living in a big house and I'm living in a trailer. He's living pretty good there. So what else? Here's the headlights here. Although they're all the same plug. I can't remember if the last set I did, they were all the high beam or the high-low. But I don't know. We'll check them out. As you can see, all the condensations in there. Then these two, condensation. And a couple of the clips here were broke, but I know I got some. I've got some somewhere. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna shape these up, fix them up, take them back off, paint these, prime and paint them, and prime and paint the fillers, and probably that header. And I took off the little bezels too. Okay, I think that's all for now. Okay, I'll probably see you in the morning. Okay guys, it's next morning. I was sanding on this there last night. Yeah, fixing to take them back off, prime them, paint them. Like I said, paint all them areas. Okay, so I re-glued the headliner and this plastic piece there, it goes in with clips and it was just all loose, kept falling down. So I put a bunch of, you can see here, a bunch of contact cement around them clips and stuck them in there. So it seems to be holding. We'll see how it works out in the sun for a few days. Hopefully it won't fall down anymore. Okay, fixing to put on the rear view mirror. I showed this last video, but if you put in rear view mirror for whatever you're working on, 77 Chevelle or 69 Chevelle or whatever, they'll come up for about 75 bucks. These are like universal and they're not exact, you know, factory looking or whatever, but they're close enough, and it's 15 bucks. And it said it comes with adhesive, but this looks like a little piece of two-way tape. So we'll try it. It mounts on the same. Undo that screw there, put on the deal. We'll try it. If it falls off, we'll go the auto parts store and get some regular adhesive. But I'll try putting that on the windshield here in a minute. I was gonna show you all them parts, but I'll show you that later. Threw all them parts and everything all back. I stripped down the trunk lid, and it has the electric trunk opener and light for the trunk too. It looks to be okay. Anyway, that goes right there, and then this hooks on 2 bolts on the latch, and then the wires come in and come out here. Now I have to figure out the wire. There was a couple of wires when I did those speakers there. I think those are the wires hanging right there. I thought they were for the factory speakers, but there's supposed to be 2 power wires, one to the light, one to the latch. So I don't know, we might try to hook them up. It's just all the little extras on this car compared to this plain Jane one. All the little, you know, the hood light, the trunk hood release button, the tilt, cruise, power windows, power door locks, the reading map. Is it called a reading map or a whatever it is? Just all the little extras there that'll make this car worth a little bit more. So, you know, I got the stuff. I might as well try to make it work. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But anyway, let me try to get those jobs done. I'll save these for tonight when it gets dark out. Right now it's morning, so I'll try to get some stuff done that I can see better in the daylight. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I'm not going to put in that trunk release deal because I got to drill a big old hole right in here. I don't really feel like doing that. Okay, got the rear view mirror in there. It's been in there for an hour or two. It's holding. Okay, got the driver's door panel on. That's it there. Looks pretty good. Okay. So I'm fixing to do the passenger side. Just run over it real quick. It's 2-piece. You put the bottom one on first, then the top. This just slides in this groove here. Push it down, and it's got 2 screws there and there, and that's it. It just clips in. It's got the clips. I got to round up 2 clips for this bottom here. Just clip that in there and slide that in. So I'll be doing that. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, there's the door panels on there. I got mismatched deals here. I need to buy a set of these. Okay, let's show you this. The old rear view mirror. You know, if you're working on an old car, yours probably look like that too. So yeah, let's see, the factory one's a few inches bigger, but that'll work. Okay, well, I'll be back later. Okay guys, just got out here, fixing to get dark, but got these areas all sanded, prepped, ready to paint. Here's the header panel. Took off the grill. Like I mentioned earlier, this car was rotting from the inside out, and this is no exception. This header panel, there's actually another piece of metal over top of this metal. and it's rotten under there going up. Same on that corner. I'm gonna have to put some 415 on that to stop it. But what it's doing, it's okay on that side, but this side's been bondoed up. So I'm gonna beat that down a little bit and put a skim of Bondo there. That's just what I took off with the DA. I'm gonna take a grinder and grind the rest of that off. Okay, got these fillers sanded. Like I said, I'm not gonna make it perfect. Got the headlight extensions, housings, whatever you want to call them. Do a little bit of Bondo work on them. They're ready to prime and paint. Those headlight buckets, I left them like that so I couldn't get some of the screws out. Yeah, we're just going to throw all the headlights out pretty much. Like I said, there's all condensation in them. Got those new ones to go in there. So after I paint all that, we'll mount the new headlights in, and then mount all that on there. Just mount everything all back together again and put it on there. We'll probably go ahead and paint the extensions and stuff after the when I paint the car, but at least everything behind it and everything's going to be all painted and everything. So okay, so that's what I'm fixing to do, and paint this edge here. Okay, so I'll be back when I get ready to start painting it. Okay guys, I got a little prime and paint on those areas. They're not going to look the best because I primed them and then just painted over top the primer instead of waiting for it to dry, sanding it smooth, and plus it's painting it outside and everything, so it's just going to look kind of shitty. But like I said, I just wanted to get paint in all the areas there and then put it together, and then when I paint the whole car I can just paint what's showing. Same with that little header panel, and these, like I said, I just put a couple of coats on them, the rear bumper fillers there. So everything's ready to put together. So in the morning I'm going to go ahead and put these together and look for those adjusting screws. I know I got a little box of them somewhere, and we're going to have to rig up a couple of them. Like I said, the backing is busted on one hole, and anyway, we'll get all that fixed up and get her all back together on the front end. Then we'll move on from there. Probably dye them seats. Back headliner, I just it fell down again. I went to push it back up and it was still sticky, so I pushed it all back up there, and we'll see what happens. I don't know what it is. It can't be the metal, can't be the headliner material. It's got to be the heat or something. So anyway, we'll see you tomorrow morning. Okay guys, next morning I put the grill and assembly header back on there, just loosely in case I got to adjust it just a smidge. I did put that bar in that Art had the fog lights mounted to, but his fog lights are shot. This one's rattling around and they're all rusty and faded, and so I've actually got 3 sets, 2 sets of clear and a set of yellow that I had in a box. Bought a long time ago from somewhere, who knows. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put them on. 55 watt halogen bulb. Yeah, it's got all the wiring and a switch and stuff, and it mounts the same. I'm going to go ahead and mount them on there. What the hell. This is the wire to it that goes to it, but I don't know where, like I mentioned before, it's hooked up into the door jamb somewhere. I don't know. He may have it connected directly to the lights. I guess I could put because I can't find no switches or nothing. I guess I could put an electrical tester there and turn on the light, see if it'll work. But if not, we can wire it and put a, I don't know, just put them on there because that's what Art had. And like I mentioned before, I don't know if Art's watching the videos or not, but if he ever wants to buy it back, he can buy it back for about 10 grand. That's to cover my labor and costs and all that. So I don't know if he'd want that on there. Okay, the housings, these were just barely on there. These clips I cannot find. I had a box of new ones that were, the box split and they were in another box of hardware. I looked through 10 friggin' boxes of shit. I can't find them. So these ones were just barely on there, and I just JB welded around the edges there. They're still fully adjustable, just bondoed or JB welded around the plastic. This is a different type of clip. And then this one here was with the big wide opening that was busted out, and I stuck a kind of a washer to anyway, if it don't work, I'll have to try something else. But for now, got the bottom ones in there, the bottom LED lights. And you know, some people say, oh, you get the black ones, get the, you know, well, they cost quite a bit. These were the cheapest I could find, and they're basically the same price as a factory seal beam you go buy at AutoZone. They're 10 bucks. So like I said, I just got these ones. If they don't last or whatever, yeah, just get another one. It's no big loss. But yeah, I didn't want to spend a bunch of money and get nice, like that nice black set I got from a sponsor on the El Camino. They look pretty damn good. But like I said, this is a extreme budget build. I'm not trying to go overboard on it. So I'm gonna let that JB weld dry real good, mount the lights in there, and then mount these on there, the fillers. Probably the light, fog lights and bezels, just mount everything on there. It's supposed to be 101 today, and the next few days. Then after that, for about 3 or 4 days, it's going to be like 30 to 50% chance of rain down to about 90 degrees. So I don't know whether I should put this hood on. I don't want to get all rain and stuff in here, but I could always cover it up with plastic. But anyway, I'll be back when I get this stuff on. Okay guys, there it is. Front end's all together. Well, that's fireworks or somebody shooting a gun off. Hey, Trump ain't over here. Okay. Yeah, it's got a little exhaust leak. I think it's that little donut deal on this right side. We'll get to that, but may get headers for it. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, anyway, she's all together, and I guessed at adjusting them. I've just been shining against the garage doors, and they seem to be lined up good. So it's ready to go. Put on those fog lights and switch to it. So I think tomorrow we'll dye them front seats. And I think there's a few other little things I need to do. Okay, well, we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, guys, I got Buford T. Justice's car over here. So, she's packed with lots of valuable parts still. And then this is I had to use 2 trailer loads. Yeah, most of this is junk, but I got a couple of fenders, wheel wells, hood might sell. Still got the door latches and stuff, and the doors, door handles. This is mostly just scrap metal. I'll wait till I scrap some cars in the future. Prices are way down. And just load that in a car. The scrapper crusher says, yeah, you can fill up the vehicles with any car parts. Doesn't matter what they are, plastic, you know, metal, anything. So when I get a pickup or a van or something, I'll just throw all this crap in there with it. It's all car parts. It saves me from getting rid of my little scrap shit. But yeah, anyway, yeah, there's still lots of good parts on there to sell. So we'll see what happens. Just selling stuff out here in the boonies is slow going, but eventually all the good stuff will sell. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, guys, next morning. Okay, yeah, is that in the light? So it's all together. I'll take off like the bezels and some stuff when I paint it, but other than that, I just wanted to put it all together, get rid of all the parts and stuff laying around. You know, I still got some little stuff up there, chrome for the windshields and stuff like that. So a few questions, still get questions. Oh, you're gonna do a Laguna front end? No, I'm not gonna do a Laguna front end. I went over that. Other comment, oh, you're gonna, how about an older front end with the round headlights? They're plentiful. No, they're not plentiful. There's none around. I mean, you could probably find one somewhere, but somebody's gonna want a bunch of money, same just like a Laguna front end, and it would just be hours and hours out of my way, time, and it just ain't worth it. And would it look better? No. In fact, I think it'd look kind of goofy with an older front end on it. A bunch of people asking, well, as rusty as that car is, surprised the frame ain't rusted. Now, the frame ain't rusted. This is not a northern car where you would go through salt and slush and stuff like that all the time. Okay, that's what rots out a car, is all that salt mixed in with the snow and the ice, and then it melts. And it's just a lethal concoction to rot out a car. You drive over that stuff, it's going to get sloshed all in the frame, and you're doing that for months and months in the spring. Sometimes in the winter if it melts, then refreezes, and that's what rots out a frame. So that's not what this car went through. This car went through driving on the beach in Texas for a long time. He said every day he drove on the beach. So it's just salt air, and salt air gets in and underneath all the metal, especially the stuff that isn't painted. Okay, that's why it was rotten from the inside out. So if you have a factory like the roof, the inside of the roof, well, that ain't really painted. If it is, it's got a real light coat of that coating that the factory puts on, but it's not painted. There's not 3 coats of good paint on there to protect it. So that's where the salt air gets at and starts rusting it. See, same with inside the doors, inside the hood, inside the fenders. See, so that's, so the salt there, it's not going to really affect the frame, you know. So that's why, you know, it affected the floor, and the trunk, but I think that was mainly from, you know, he had this car sitting around for a long time too. Just leaks, you know, these back windows here were all flopping around. It was all rusted in here and leaking. So every time it rained, all the rain's getting in here. Seals were shot. So every time it rains, there's water collecting in the floor and the trunk. Trunk rubber was shot. So mainly that's why we have rusted floors in Texas from cars sitting around and being rained on, and the water just collects there in the bottom, and you know, over 10-20 years it'll rot it out. So I don't think so much the floor was rotted out from salt, more of that. So yeah, so what I'm gonna do with this, I want to pour 15 all underneath of it too. I mean, I did it 10 years ago, not pour 15, but it's kind of funny. I was using undercoating. It might have been on this car, but it was a long time ago, and I was priming. I put on a quarter or fixed something. It was all bare metal, and I didn't want to undercoat or whatever over bare metal. I wanted to prime it first because I was, you know, I had some primer mixed up or whatever doing something else. So I primed all this like wheel well bare metal with primer, and then later on I had some spray undercoating. That's why I don't use undercoating anymore. I sprayed it all in there over top the primer. I don't know how long later, but all that undercoating just peeled off the primer. Just peeled right off. So that's why I don't use it. I might use the truck. It's just the same price. That truck bed coating is the same price as undercoating. So I may start using that from now on when I do undercoating. But down here in Texas, we don't really undercoat stuff. It doesn't have to be protected from, you know, salt and stuff. I usually just paint it, pour 15, the frame and stuff. So what I did underneath here when I put the new floors in, I had a big bucket of glue, flooring glue, that I wasn't using. I was using it for, you know, putting in a floor tiles or something like that, and I had, you know, a couple of gallons left over. And I'm pretty sure I used that on the floor, that bottom floor metal underneath the car, because of that undercoating peeling off. I thought, well, this stuff's going to stick and cover that bare metal. So that's what I did. I may have primed it first, I'm not sure, and I haven't really been under there real close. So, you know, had it up, jacked up, checking the radiator support and doing some stuff under there. But what I'm going to do right now is put it over here, get the pressure washer going, probably drive it up on, maybe the back end up on 2 ramps and get up under there, because I want to wash it all first. It's been sitting around for 10 years and it's probably all dirty and dusty and stuff under there. I want to pressure wash it all underneath, then I'll do the front, and then after it dries, we'll do the, I'll get under there and do, you know, Michelangelo friggin' with a brush and some pour 15 and coat everything real good. So I think I'll do that now, and then we've got to dye the front seats, and I think that's probably just about it. But anyway, let me do that, and I'll show you underneath there, and we'll take a look at it. Okay guys, let's look underneath there. I think all that flooring glue is peeling off. I told you about. See this stuff here? Okay. And then down here, so all that needs to be coated with pour 15. I get the pressure washer. We'll check the rear end fluid. I always check that on these old cars that have been sitting around for a long time. Yeah, she's all just peeling off. Yeah, see, I think I had full floors, or maybe it's just floor patches. But yeah, they're just patches in there. Didn't have to replace the whole floor. But yeah, she needs to be all undercoated and or pour 15. And it looks like Art's had a a pipe, muffler, and a tailpipe new. But she's leaking up there, pretty sure by the manifold. But you can see the frame. The frame's not all rusty and crusty or nothing. You know. And this is just a piece of grass. So yeah, anyway, I'll try to pressure wash the best I can. And if not, I'll have to get up there with a scraper. But yeah, it needs to be all dry before I start doing any of that stuff. See, here's the frame here. Yeah, thing is, I had the gas tank out, see? Because that's all new trunk in there. Well, 10 years ago. And I don't feel like taking that back out again. But anyway, yeah, there's lots of this dust and dirt and grime and stuff on it. I've also I got a can of engine degreaser. Somebody commented, oh, you're gonna paint the engine. No, probably not, but like I said, I'd like to put headers on, dual exhaust mufflers, but I don't know. And I do got another set of chrome valve covers. I don't know if these ones will clean up with steel wool. They're not leaking, so that's one good thing. So I don't really have to do that. But I'd like to also put a 4-barrel and intake on there. I did buy a set of spark plug wires. Rats had chewed up spark plug wires. So definitely change them over. But anyway, I got some degreaser and clean up a lot of this stuff. I kind of went over it before, just really spraying the 10-year-old dust off of it. But anyway, let me clean it up, and then I'll get it up on the front, up on the ramps, and clean underneath the front half. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I'm just using some of this Walmart engine degreaser. I don't know any of good engine degreasers that actually, you know, spray on and it'll come off, except for some YouTubers. It seems like Super Clean advertises, a bunch of YouTubers, and they swear by it. Spray it on, spray it off, and your engine's just sparkly clean. I don't know how to, I haven't contacted them or nothing, but hell, if it works that good, I'll use it, sponsor them. But anyway, sprayed a bunch of stuff. Not too much dirt came out from underneath there because I probably did it 10 years ago, and it's just been sitting ever since. Couldn't get all that old glue off there, but we'll just use a wire brush scraper or something and do that. Well, let me let this sit for a while. We'll clean the engine off, and I'll do underneath the front end. I'll be back. Okay guys, it got really cloudy and hazy out, but I don't think it's supposed to rain right yet, but 20 to 40% chance in the next few days of rain, but at least the temperature will be going down to the around 90. Right now it's 99 degrees, but not too much humidity. Okay, this is the little steam cleaner type thing I got. You put fresh water in here, then when you suck it out, like if you're cleaning a carpet or whatever, you got a little brush there, and the dirty water goes in here. You just pull that up and empty it out. But the when you push this button here for the fresh water to squirt out, it's supposed to squirt out there, but it's broke. It's been broke for a while, but it still sucks all the bad stuff out. So we're gonna dye these seats. I don't know if this is fadeness or dirt. It's probably dirt. So we're gonna clean it first before we dye it. Might as well. I mean, so I got this stuff here, you know, found in a junk car. It's full. I don't know how good it is, but it's for carpet, fabric, vinyl. So we're gonna use this stuff, and we'll brush it in with the little brush on the machine, and then basically spray some water over it to clean it up before we dye it. I thought this foamed up more than that, but maybe this stuff is just soaking it all in there. But yeah, the dye, I'll show you here when we're ready. Did the back seat, big difference. But, you know, the instructions are for doing t-shirts. You put it on there with hot water, let it dry, rinse it in a bucket, t-shirts, with warm water, let it dry, rinse it with cold water, let it dry, and it's done. Well, obviously these seats, you can't do that. You can't, you know, put them in a bucket and rinse them off and all that stuff. You know, some people say, oh yeah, just power wash them off. Dye it, power wash it, and then dry it, and all this stuff. Now, we're not taking the seats out and doing all that stuff. We're just going to put them on like this back seat, and if it sticks to your clothes or whatever, oh well. It'll just have to be, I don't know, most you can do is wipe it down with water and vacuum it out, but then you're probably going to take off a lot of the red, and then I don't know what you're supposed to do. Do it again and keep taking off layers of red until, I don't know, but we're not going through all them steps. This is just a quick, cheap, you know, make it look halfway decent. Obviously, we'll find out. I'll just use work clothes. We'll find out after it dries for a while. Well, I could do it with the back seat, hop in there and see if it comes off on my jeans, but I'm not going to worry about it, and I'm not going to, you know, take the seats out and go through all that stuff. Okay, so let me vacuum this stuff off, get some water, spray it on there, vacuum it off and everything, and get ready for the dye, and I'll be back. Okay guys, I got it as clean as, you know, went over it a couple of times with the machine there. It looks a little reddish because there was some red dye, mainly on the sponge here that I used last time, and a little bucket of water, so that's why there's a little red, but that don't matter. Okay, so this is the stuff here, 10 bucks off eBay, shipped, RIT. It's supposed to shake it up, and like I said, there's instructions for t-shirts, but we're not doing t-shirts. Okay, got about that much. To almost boiling water, that's what it says. So we'll stir it up. It's about as much as I use for that rear seat. Now I don't know how they expect you to well, when you do t-shirts, you put it in a bucket and swish it around. You don't have to put your hands on it. But here we gotta, supposed to use a glove because you don't want it in your skin or whatever. So we'll just dab it in there and wipe it on, wipe it off, or just wipe it on. You don't have to wipe it off, but she's hot. But yeah, I did this on the other video or two back. So you want to watch the back seat being done. Basically the same procedure. And eventually I'll sit on it and see if there's any red coming off on my skin or clothes or anything. So but yeah, I don't know. I guess you could let it dry and then take a bucket of water and go over it with a clean sponge and clean it off, and then I don't know, do it over again and keep doing that step. I don't know exactly how you're supposed to do it on stuff that can't be put in a bucket and swished around and follow all the steps, you know. Oh, I got that dash cap to do. I need to clean that dash up real good, and we'll get that dash cap over here. I'll clean that up. Now the dash cap, you probably could go through all the steps. Ooh, it's hot. I only got it dipping half of it in there so I can hold it on this end and burn my fingers. Yeah, I mean, it looks a little, I don't know what it would look like with another coat. If you kind of wipe her down and put another coat on it after it dries. I don't know. And wipe it down so it doesn't bleed through on your clothes. But yeah, you could just experiment with it, I guess. But we don't have time for all that. I need to start the body work on this thing, and I have time to dick around. And all I know is it's looking at 100% better than it did, so that's all that matters for now. Okay, well, I think the driver's seat's probably a lot dirtier than this one, so spend a little more time cleaning that one and do the same thing. And I just got a cloth here. I don't think that vinyl dye will do anything to or fabric dye will do anything to the vinyl. And you just probably wipe it off. And it's, you know, it's kind of faded. You can see here where the seatbelt is. But yeah, I know I'll get people, oh, buy some more vinyl paint. Yeah, 20 bucks a can. I'm not gonna, already bought 2 cans, 40 bucks. You know, I'm not spending 100 bucks worth to spray every little console and every little piece there. So this will probably stay like that. New owner can do all that if they want. Okay, let me probably put another coat on this, clean up the other seat and do it. But yeah, you can see the difference. Looking pretty good. I love the door panel, and this is the vinyl paint I used on that. But yeah, I could spend 40 bucks, get a couple of cans and do the seats with this spray stuff, but this stuff's 10 bucks and I'll have enough for friggin' 10 cars. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I did the driver's seat. Yeah, you can't see now, but underneath here, it was dark red. So yeah, that was originally dark red. Okay, this is the dash cover he had on it. You can see it probably looked pretty good red here, but this is where the sun baked it. I just washed it down, and we'll put a little bit of red dye on that and stick it in there, you know. I wiped it down, cleaned it up a little bit. Like I mentioned before, that's a dash cap on there, but they are, and it's not bad, it's just a little warp with a crack in it, but they're 220 bucks just for a cap, so they can stick that up their ass. We'll just put a little dye on that, stick it on there. Yeah, if it looks too shitty, I'm not going to stick it on there or glue it on there permanently or anything. It'll just take it off if somebody doesn't like it, whoever buys it or whatever. Okay, so let me dye that, put that in there, and we'll get to rolling on something else. Okay guys, that's the best the dash pad's gonna get. I put about 3 or 4 layers on there, even mixed more dye, but it doesn't react the same way to, this is more like carpet than whatever this is called, velour or whatever. But anyway, I think it looks pretty good. We'll test it out, you know, later on, days from now. Wipe it down, see if it bleeds any colors through or anything like that. But yeah, I think that'll do it for this video. I still want to pour 15 everything underneath, but now I need to get in it and drive it up on ramps and everything, so I don't want to do that with wet seats. It'll take a few days to dry. They're pretty soaked. So I think we'll just do the body work. We'll use this the V4 dent puller tool here, and I'll set you up on a tripod. And the fender's not so bad. They do got some dents up here at the front, but it's mainly the doors. Doors got some big, long dents in them, and we got to grind down all them little studs where the moldings went, fill in them holes. Not the Malibu, just the side molding. So we'll start with one side, and I think next video we'll do that. Or we could strip. Well, I'll probably wait till I get the hood on there. As soon as somebody comes over to buy some parts or something, I'll have them give me a hand putting that hood on. I could put it on myself, but I'd have to take them hinges off and everything. I don't really want to take all that off. Rather just set it up there. But yeah, we need to strip all this down to bare metal. Trunk, roof, hood. And remember, there was a dent here I kind of banged out a little bit. There's a few more dents along it too. So strip her down the metal, coat it with rust neutralizer, fix the dents, then prime it. And a bunch of dents on the hood. So we could either do that or start with the dents on the sides, prime all one side, and do the other side. But yeah, it'll be a little bit doing all that. Stripping, priming, blocking, all that stuff. So anyway, stay tuned for that, and we'll see y'all next video. Subscribe if you haven't, like, comment, share, all that stuff, and we'll see y'all next video. Thanks everybody for watching.